How many times have you blamed tension to be a problem with your sewing machine? But truly, there's a lot of things that can contribute to stitches not turning out. From good quality thread, not having a new needle, maybe you haven't cleaned out underneath your throat plate for a while. So before you start altering tensions to fix a problem, check out some of those things. Clean it out, put a new needle in, maybe even change your thread. Now, the time to start changing tension would be when your thread on the top is different than your thread in your bobbin. And that would mean like it's thicker on the top and thinner down here, or vice versa. So how do you even know when and where to change tension? So first off, when your straight stitch is selected, your tension right here, it says 4.6. Now the Pfaff Creative 3.0 sewing machine will give you a default tension to get you started. So for example, if you were to pick, let's go into some decorative stitches, and I'm going to just randomly pick one here. You'll notice that when you pick a stitch, the tension may adjust. So you see it's a little less. Sometimes when I've picked decorative stitches, oh, I know which ones we should pick. We should pick some satin stitches. And satin stitches, when we pick them, you'll probably see a much smaller number. You'll see that also when you pick buttonholes. So what we want is the stitches, the thread on the top, to pull more or down to the back side. So when we're stitching with these stitches, you don't want any bobbin thread showing on the top. You want the stitch on the top to be most smooth look to it. So when we stitch, and I have some variegated thread in the needle to help us really see the difference here, and hot pink thread in the bobbin. So see how you see a lot of the colorful thread on the back side? That's for giving us a for sure result that we will not see any bobbin thread, and that stitch is nice and smooth. Now, for any reason we were to see some darker pink thread coming up, we are finding that the top tension is too tight, like it's pulled it up. So since we do everything from the top tension, we don't really do anything with the bobbin tension. If we were getting some thread pulling to the top, that means it's too tight. So then we're going to go ahead and change it. So here's a note about changing it. You'll see like right now it says 2.4. So when you lower it just by touching it one time, it goes to 2.2. Honestly, that's not going to change much at all. So if you want to see actual changes, I would say you need to go a whole number change. So I went from 2.4 down to 1.4 and then see if that's a difference. So vice versa, if you are getting too much thread on the back and you want to not have it like this, you need it more equal, then you're going to tighten it. So if you want to pull it up to the top, you need to make it tighter to kind of pull against that bobbin thread. So, and then here's another thing. I did say that we don't adjust the tension down below here. The bobbin case has a screw that is tightened or loosened when your machine is serviced at a service center. So technically you can actually tighten or loosen your bobbin case tension if you needed to. But you know, when you go have your machine serviced on an annual basis, which is what we recommend, you will find that they will do that precise adjustment, getting it kind of retuned back to the right setting, and so your machine is all nicely balanced. If you have sewed all year long, you will notice that things kind of loosen up, just like when we drive our cars. You'll notice that you'll have everything kind of resets and everything's nice and tight, kind of back to the default setting. So that is something that you gain when you have your sewing machine serviced on a regular basis. If you wait a while, I will guarantee things are not going to be balanced like they used to when you first got your new sewing machine. So to sum up tension, make sure you have everything else set perfectly before you alter tensions. Change it a whole number if you need to actually change it. And if you don't know which way to go, if you go one direction and it makes it worse, then you know you went the wrong direction. And then just go ahead, put it back to where it was, and then make it looser, for example. And then you'll know which way to turn your tension.